So we'll go straight on to our penultimate speaker, who's Ndeda, a community leader based in a rural area on the shores of Lake Victoria in Kenya. She runs the Aniga Women's Initiative, which is a women's self-help group. And among other projects, they work with the UK-based charity Global Footsteps to develop energy efficient cook stoves business and a cooperative farming project growing crops resilient to severe weather.
My name is Ndeda, founder of Aniga Women Community-Based Organization domiciled in the rural part of Western Kenya. We empower women and girls to be effective change agents and champions of developments in the community. I am greatly honored today to share with you all my experiences, my feelings and my thoughts about climate change, both as a community member and as a community development partner. I will begin by giving an overview of climate change based on my lived experience in Kenya. This will be followed by an illustration of effects of climate change in my community. I will also share my thoughts and feelings about the current happenings and the future effects in relations to climate change and the health and the well-being effects. I will end with some concluding thoughts and highlights, and I will also highlight some of the initiatives we have undertaken as a community-based organization. I'm born and raised and now working as a community development partner in the rural region in Western Kenya. I have witnessed the drastic and progressive change in climate condition over the years. Overall, I can say that a growing impact of climate change on the most vulnerable population, such as women and girls, and those of lower socioeconomic class in Africa, has led to increased food insecurity, has also led into population displacement, and also stress on water resources. In Kenya, for example, devastating floods, invasion of desert locusts, and drought with changing precipitation patterns have become common phenomenon in most communities. And on the shore of Lake Victoria in Western Kenya, where I work with women, climate change has caused unpredictable weather from flooding to drought. For our rural community already living hand to mouth, some families have lost their homes and also crops, either due to the floods or the drought. The unpredictable rainfall pattern has also affected the crop yields, and many families that have relied on subsistence farming using traditional techniques as a means of livelihood have plunged into poverty. Now on the effects of climate change. I will be sharing some images from the field. And if you see those images, you can see the homes that are submerged during the recent floods in Kenya. That was around May to July 2020, this year, which forced many families to seek for emergency shelter in the neighboring schools, which were on the higher grounds. Properties are destroyed and submerged, including the roads and pathways. Women can only use canoes to move around. They have no place to be called home. People have lost not only their properties, but also the places of identity. The value attached to being in your ancestral land cannot just be underestimated with reference to the psychological and mental health. Knowing that your relatives that had gone to rest with the Lord are now submerged under the water, and you might not have the chance to return to a place you have called home for generations. And this brings me to my feelings and thoughts. The food security, health and livelihood of our people is already affected, and the effects are intensifying day by day. Warmer temperatures and flooding increase habitat suitability for biting insects and the transmission of vector-borne diseases such as malaria, respiratory diseases, mental health, undernutrition, and non-communicable diseases are on the rise. Seemingly, we are the most severely hit by the impact of climate change due to limited adaptive capacity, coupled with extensive, widespread poverty. Our capacity to adapt to climate change is still low. Therefore, I feel that climate change should be considered as a national security issue. Kenyan government should be putting most of its effort on this. And not only Kenyan government, all the governments, every government should be putting most of its effort on this. This seems not to be happening currently. And this brings me to my thought about the future. Our response to climate change is hampered by fundamental shortage of relevant, useful information. Our voices as the poor and affected are not being heard. We only hear of big conferences happening in the main cities with people coming from different countries to attend, but nothing is seen on the ground. The affected people are not involved. Kenya and the world at large must deal with the issues of climate change. As the disadvantaged population, we are in it with no choice and with limited support for adaptation. I believe that our response to climate change will be dictated by how well climate change is understood by and from the perspective of the affected people. And as I conclude, I will say that women constitute a high number of the workers in Kenya and the world over. They are actively involved in agriculture to sustain their household food needs. Reducing poverty by means of growth in the agricultural sector is therefore of particular benefit to women. Women do not have access to weather and climate services. They do not have access to weather and climate services at all. To enhance their individual and societal resilience and adaptive capacity, we need to make climate services available to women and to girls who bear the burdens of ensuring the availability of basic resources, i.e. the water, food, cooking energy in the homes. And that is why a Ndeda community-based organization targets women and girls with a focus on empowerment through value addition programs, energy saving, cook stoves, and mentorship for girls. Regardless of the challenges and whatever we are facing, as a community-based organization, when you look at our slide, you can see some of the activities that we do. This farming for economic empowerment for women. We have had tree planting and farming for vegetables, example tomatoes. Another activity is energy saving jikos as environmental protection and time saving for women. That is in slide 9. And in slide 10, you can see a mentorship programs of girls and hygiene and sanitation support to enhance school retention for girls. And in activity for 11, in the slide 11, you can see the use of drama to campaign against drug abuse among the youths. And in the activity, and in slide 13, we as a nigger, in spite of the many good things that we have done and we have been able to achieve over the years, the journey has not been smooth. And for sure, a number of challenges remain. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.